Hello, sports fan. This is Steven here with Sports Choice Plus to bring you a very special breakdown. I'm covering, could the Miami Heat be getting ready to trade Jimmy Butler? Before I get right into that, I want to make sure that you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so you can get all the updates and all the breakdowns. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Looking at the Miami Heat last season, and we're seeing, since going to the NBA Finals with Jimmy Butler and them getting exposed by the Denver Nuggets, you're seeing exactly what happened to the roster and what's been going on and how they've been up and down, topsy-turvy. Yes, last year they finished 46 and 36, but there was a lot to talk about the absence of Jimmy Butler in a lot of games. Jimmy Butler didn't play when he wasn't feeling 100% sometimes, and that raised the eyebrows of Pat Riley. That we've also seen Pat Riley speak out this offseason about Jimmy Butler. He's also asked Jimmy Butler to be quiet because Jimmy Butler didn't finish the season. Essentially, he was hurt. And it was a couple of different jabs and a couple of different things that went at Jimmy Butler this offseason that make me think that either Eric Spoelstra or Pat Riley are hinting at something different. When you think about exactly what's going on, they have Bam Adebayo, who's literally 6'9", a forward playing center. They got Tyler Herro, point guard, who's playing shooting guard. You also look at them having Patty Mills on the roster, Duncan Robinson being a solid contributor. They have a couple of different players that are pretty good. But what's going to accelerate the growth of this unit is possibly getting rid of Jimmy Butler. Yes, playoff Jimmy and Butler has key games where he stepped up and won with game-winning shots and doing things like this, but the Miami Heat culture is due for an upgrade. The Miami Heat every year, every so often, every couple of years, add a star or either a superstar to the mix to switch things up. From the standpoint, I'm not thinking they're going to bring a LeBron back or anything like that, but when you think about the Miami Heat culture and what they're due for, I can see them looking into the tea leaves and saying what it's going to take to get Jimmy Butler out and star talent coming back in. Whether it be giving up on your draft and trading your draft picks along with Jimmy Butler for somebody else, or whether it be taking a swipe at Paul George, seeing what it's going to be like to do a player swap and a couple of pick swaps and bringing a Paul George to the roster and then building the second half of that roster through free agency. When you think of Eric Spoelstra, he's innovative offensively and defensively. Pat Riley swears by him. We've seen him coach LeBron, Wade, and Bosh. We've seen him win championships. We've seen him lose championships. And we've seen him take teams that not necessarily we didn't expect to be there to the next level and get to the conference finals, to get to the NBA finals. Even though they weren't successful when they got there, they were still able to do something that made you say, Eric Spoelstra really pushed his team. You can see the blueprint of what he's able to do with certain players as well. With Jimmy Butler, there's been a friction as of late. Now, there's always been a friction, but it's been even more heavier this season. You've seen on the sidelines when Eric Spoelstra calls a timeout, and he's chewing out Jimmy Butler. And Jimmy Butler starts to chew him back out. And there's times where Jimmy Butler doesn't want to be bothered on timeouts, where Eric Spoelstra's clearly trying to talk to him, hey, get your head in the game, boom, 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 boom. So Jimmy Butler has, I think, reached his plateau with the Miami Heat organization, with players like Zach LaVine out there, with players like Paul George who could do a sign and trade, where you could think of players in different Western Conference and Eastern Conference. You know, you got to think Trae Young's available. It's a number of guys that possibly could fill the void of a Jimmy Butler if they put those trade pieces together. Now, there's no rumblings as of yet to who they could be looking for, but from the standpoint, Jimmy Butler wants to get out. He wants to get out. And you got to think, he doesn't like being cooped up. He doesn't like to be told what to do a lot of times, and he doesn't fit the culture of the Miami Heat. He just exists a little bit. He just has existed for this long. So you got to think, from the standpoint where you get a better Jimmy Butler at this point, you probably won't. Jimmy Butler's best days are behind him, and you got to think they're coming down off Jimmy Butler's best years, not going up. There's going to be times where you see Jimmy Butler have a great game here, a phenomenal game there, but consistently, will Jimmy Butler give you the best on offense and defense? The answer is probably no. So with that being said, the Miami Heat oftentimes get rid of people too early before they start losing it, and then so they're not stuck on the books with bad contracts. So I think the Miami Heat are going to be open to trading Jimmy Butler, and I think Eric Spoelstra has something behind in the works, and I think that the organization is looking for a fresh start away from Jimmy Butler. This wouldn't be the first time Jimmy Butler has been jettisoned from a team like he was from Minnesota, like he was from Philadelphia, like he was from Chicago. There's a lot on the table. There's a lot to be played. And you got to think, Jimmy Butler is going to be a key in whichever way they go, whether it be a big trade to another team or he stays in Miami. He's still going to be a headache on somebody's team, and he's still talented as one of the world's best basketball players. So, all you NBA fans chime in. All you Miami Heat fans, definitely check out Sports Choice Plus, and we'll see you on the very next episode.